Question: should you give a FUGI about others' opinion of you? Stay tuned. Easy go. Hey, and welcome to the Kizelle's show. And today you are going to learn why you shouldn't give a FUGI about others' opinion of you. Okay, but before we get into this topic, you need to understand the signs of worrying too much of what others think about you. Okay, like Gary Trosclair has once said, he has shared signs on people worrying too much about what they think of them. All right, now the first thing that you're going to observe is that you would do things you want, right? You're going to do things that you don't want, and you're going to resent it. The next thing you're going to observe is that you no longer, or never would, never did really know what you actually want. Now, and the third sign is that you would be afraid to say what you really believe, and I think many people are actually experiencing that one as well. Okay, you're going to spend time with people you don't even really like, or you're going to avoid people just out of fear. And two more signs would be you would struggle to make decisions on your own. This is a major thing. There are a lot of people who are actually struggling to make decisions on their own because they don't know how to think. They don't know how to think, and that is a serious issue. And I think I'm going to be talking about that in my videos, my upcoming videos, how to help people think, right? How to help people make decisions, how to help people develop the capacity to make decisions. Yes. And you would imagine that the last one is that you would imagine that people are upset, right? You might be paranoid and you may be thinking that people are upset with you when they really aren't. And these are the signs that you need to take into consideration, where you maybe think that people are actually, talking about you, or these are the signs that you're going to take into consideration to make people feel well, to know that you worry too much what people really think about you. So who the hell care what people think about them? What I understand is that it is our human nature to want to be liked, right? Because we believe that loneliness can be a very dangerous thing to our mental health. Okay, now what I know is that there are many people out there, they believe that if they betray themselves, right? If they betray themselves, they would get people to like them. Honestly, I don't believe that, we should actually do that, because this causes problems that are at least as bad, and if not, they're even worse. Right? What I know is that within all of us, we all have a need to be liked. While some may express it openly, others, what they will do, they would, suppress theirs. Right? They would suppress theirs. Now, what you need to do is understand this. We all have a need. We all have a need to live in our own way by doing things that we love, being authentic, and think on our own. Because as human beings, it is within our nature to think critically. It is within our nature to develop creative and innovative solutions. And it is also within our nature to do these things. Yeah? Think about it. If it is within my nature to do those things, then why should I jump off the cliff with the rest of the herds? Why? And even if it is within our nature, had we as human beings, when we think alike, then do you believe that our kind would die out a long time ago? Wouldn't you know that? Wouldn't that happen? All right? Sorry. No. Bernard Russell once said, "Do not fear to be eccentric in opinion." Or for every opinion now accepted was once eccentric. Think about it. Now, whenever you think and act independently and you get along with everyone, you thrive. Yes, you thrive. But if you aren't doing both, you are out of balance. This is what will happen to you. Your psyche will complain about it with either depression, where you're going to say, no one likes me, or anxiety, meaning that you will have to get them to like you. I gotta get them to like me. Really? Gary also said that these are often signs, right? These are often the signs, and if it is not heeded, these things are really going to get bad. That is why it's dangerous to worry too much about what others think of you. So take this into consideration, and I will share with you a few tips that you should try. Okay? No. Now, tip number 1. Know who you really are and what are the things that you really like. As for me, I am finding out who I really am, right? And if I don't do that, no one will do that for me. I realized that I used to project my personality to others within my work environment, and it is really not me, right? It's really not me. There are many people who actually struggle dealing with that. They have to maintain a work persona, yes, but at the end of the day, your uniqueness makes you who you are. If you are controlling an image, it is way difficult. It is way difficult to contain it, right? It is way difficult to actually contain it because of circumstances. What I know is because of circumstances, we believe that it is just easy to adapt to any environment if we want to be appreciated, integrated, and to perform well. But by having a stimulated self, you may never deliberately try to fool people, but you could possess a simple reflex that allows you to meet others' expectations, right? But let me tell you this. Hiding in the desires of others is sometimes gratifying, but ultimately alienating if you can't escape from them. You need to sort out your constructed personality from your private one. You're allowed. You know what? You are allowed to be in a bad mood. You are allowed to frown. You are allowed to look unfashionable. You don't always have to perform, right? You also, if you don't know, you also have the right to disappoint others, right? Those who are around you, you also have the right to do that. You don't have to be perfect. That is the beauty of being human. Our imperfection makes us perfect, right? Think about it. Try being perfect. Robots and all has been malfunction. They're not perfect all the time. I am not perfect. You're not perfect. A lot of people, well, everyone is not perfect, but that is why I'm saying your imperfection that makes you perfect. Because of your own uniqueness, it makes you perfect. My tip number 2 is know what is really important to you. You need to take the time again and understand what is truly important. Once you figure that one out, you would always remind yourself. What you can do is that you can make a short list and set reminders. Many of us have calendars on our phone. Try setting a reminder on your phone. Many of us have calendars on our computer. Try setting a reminder on your computer. Or you use the old-fashioned way. Use post-it stickers. Post it in your bathroom, on your bathroom mirror. Post it on your mirror in your room. Stick it up on the wall. Do whatever just to get, the reminders of things that are really important. And do not let any folk, do not let anyone, whosoever, right? These critical and suffering people, from these people who are suffering from actually insecurity. Do not allow them to come between you and your fulfillment. Who gives a FUGI about these people? Live your life. Just live your life. Hey, had I know the lyrics, I would have sang it for you. Now, tip number 3, identify your people. Identify who your clique would be. And you should never imagine that you can stop caring what everyone thinks. But find the people who has the same thing in common with you, right? For example, if you own a business, your focus will be locating your targeted audience, people who would want what you have, people who would like to have your products, your services, right? People that will gravitate towards you would be your target audience. If you are a social person, you would find people who has the same thing in common with you, right? Consider this. If you are a gothic person, do you think that you would want a friend who is a cheerleader? Or do you think that your people would be persons who are in a cheerleading squad? Or if you are into sports, do you think that you will find persons who are into sports at a library? I know the saying is that nerds always hang out in the library, but I don't support that. Great relationships starts at a library. That's okay. I'm not saying that only nerds. Great people hang out at a library for whatever reason, right? How about this? If you are a person who finds thrill in gossip, do you think that your people would be someone who is entrepreneurial? Just think about it. I wanted to paint a picture so that you can understand, so that you could start seeking out people who actually need you to see your strength, your goodness. These are the people that you want to build a relationship with. These are the people who you want to learn from. These are the people who would want to learn from you. And if ever, whenever you have any fear of thinking, right? Thinking of them thinking badly of you, then do not hesitate to ask them, hey, what's going on? Right? So if you want increasing security, have a small group or a community, because that can go a very, very long way. Okay? Like Bernard said, he has said, be who you sorry. Be who you are, right? The camera fell. Be who you are, and because, like Bernard once said, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Let's face it, not everyone like you. Who cares? That takes me to tip number 4. At the end of the day, they're not paying your bills. They're not living with you. What if other people think of you badly? That is a good thing, right? Why would I say that? The thing is, if everyone likes who you are, right? You are not being true to yourself. You're not being true to yourself. You're probably not. Whatever. I always say to myself, I find thrill when being hated. And it's better to be hated than to be ignored. You didn't know that? Ha! You want to know why? Because I know that they know that I am doing something right. Have you ever experienced that before? Just think about it. Anyway, there are times I have been scolded for asking too many questions. There are times where persons are being shady with me for asking them too many questions. But that's okay. What it is that I have to lose? I always ask myself, what is the worst that could ever happen? What is the worst? I don't know. But it is okay. Asking question is fine. So do not be afraid to ask questions. Okay? If you want to find clarity on something, the best thing to do is ask questions. And there is no such thing as a dumb questions. You have the right to ask questions, and no one should take that. You should not allow anyone to take that right from you. Okay? So this would lead me to tip number 4. Carefully experiment speaking your mind. This could mean that you need to take some chances, but please do not experiment at work, because you need to maintain an appropriate persona at the office or at your job. Wherever you work, you need to maintain that persona. Okay? So if you exercise your opinion elsewhere, this is what will happen. It will help you to build your confidence. Though it might be scary, yes, it might be scary, but it can also be liberating, right? So if you do not practice this tip, if you avoid doing it, you are doing an injustice to yourself by just building up anxiety. So start mastering asking questions, start mastering experimenting, right? Take chances, and this will help bring out your self-esteem. Okay? So here is my take on why should you give a FUGI about anyone's opinion. Okay? You shouldn't give a FUGI about their opinion. Why? Because I believe there is no excitement in being fake, no excitement in holding back, no excitement in being a nervous wreck or being a fearful person, right? That is downright painful. Don't do that. Who in their right mind would want to torture themselves just to fit in, right? There will be some, I know, there will be some, they're gonna say, who do I think I am? Right? Who do I think I am? I'm only saying this to make myself feel better. No, I'm saying this to help others realize that they shouldn't give a FUGI about your opinion, especially when it does not contribute towards their development. Okay? But let me tell you this. Those individuals, right, who refuse, right? Those individuals who refuse to live their life unadulterated, or let's say unadulterated, and as the unfiltered self, right, are the same people, I'm telling you, are the same people who have a fear of being themselves and always worry about what others think of them. So tell me, right? Tell me, all those who are worrying about what people think about them, would you give a FUGI about their opinion? And if you said no, you don't give a flying fig about their opinion, then answer this. What would you do to stop giving a FUGI opinion? Well, FUGI opinion, yeah. What would you do to stop giving up about their opinion? Leave your comments below. Okay?